When was the point in cyclocross where winning worlds became the biggest goal of the season? I mean, obviously now in these last few years, like you've won, you know, like you said with your track career, it's like you've won nationals more times than anyone can count, and you've won so many World Cups, you've won the series. At what point did you realize, I'm not just trying to do this to make some money, I'm trying to do this because I think I can be the best that there is?
I think 2008 is when I was like realized I can win a world championship, because I got second in my first Worlds. So I was like, I didn't really know I was there until then. And now I'm like, okay, now I've been kind of going for it every year, and it's hard to build up for one-day races. It definitely, I'm a consistent rider, but it's hard for me to get to that like peak where I just have one perfect day. So I don't think I've pulled that together yet for Worlds. So I'm hoping every year, I'm like, well, maybe this year it'll be a little better. Between my leg cramps and then, you know, I've medaled when I haven't had leg issues for the most part. But I think just trying to time it with the training and the racing, so I'm fit but don't have leg cramps and not too tired. It's hard balance.
Obviously, on our side as the media and fans, you know, they look at the season and they say, we hope Katie wins Worlds, and that's what we focus on. Do you put that much pressure on yourself for that one race, given that it's, you know, the, sort of that one thing that eludes you, or to you, are you still really satisfied to win a lot of races and win World Cups?
I still put pressure on myself, and I think that's probably part of it, is like I should stop doing that. Like my coach, my para-coach, he said, he's like, you should stop wanting it so badly. If you stop wanting it, it'll happen. And I'm like, oh, that's really great advice if I could stop wanting it. I'm like, it's easy to say, hard to do. But yeah, I want it. You know, I want to win a world championship. And I mean, I've done the other stuff, and I still, like, I try to set my seasons up for world championships every year. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it hasn't. But I mean, I think this year would have been really good had I not had allergies. Like, I was riding really well and feeling strong, but I couldn't breathe. So it's like, of course, one more thing. So it's frustrating.
So cyclocross is unique in that you have a lot of time during the year that you're not racing cyclocross. Whereas if you race mountain bikes, you can race from February to October, or same thing on the road. In years past, we've seen you race a lot of mountain bikes, but recently we haven't necessarily heard a lot from you over the summer. Other than bike racing and cyclocross, what's your passion in life? What gets you excited when you're not thinking about bikes?
I think about bikes a lot. They're not racing them, but just riding, like mountain bike and road and track. I usually do that in the summer. Mark and I race autocross with BMW, so that's pretty fun. Track days in the BMW, which is also a lot of fun. So I think that part, and then hanging with our dog. We're pretty quiet people. Like, we spend some time at home, and I like to cook, I like to bake, and then so between training and baking and like taking the dog out and the car stuff, it's keeps us busy.
You mentioned Mark. I don't think we would have an interview without mentioning Mark. You guys are such a team, more so than. I mean, you see it a lot in women's racing. It's not an uncommon partnership to see a husband like that so involved. But Mark, again, just more so than anybody, he's one of the best mechanics in the sport. Tell me about meeting him and how that relationship has evolved into what it is today.
Yeah, so we met in Quebec at like Blind World Championships. He was a mechanic / manager. We met and just got along. We stayed in touch from there because he was living in Montana, I was in the Springs. So we just stayed in touch and realized that we got along really well, and just kind of the chemistry was there. And so he finished school and then moved down to the Springs, and we moved in together in the Springs. And then it was like, full relationship mode ever since. And that definitely was a tough first year, just because of the, you're talking to somebody long distance and then you're moving in together. So it's like, it's a big commitment. But it was great. And we've been like, he's my best friend. We love to hang out together and we do everything together. We bicker a lot. I think our friends would, point that out pretty good, but it just works for us. Like, I think we don't let anything get to us. So it's like, it's always out there. There's no anger that's kind of just deep down. It's all just right in front of us and dealt with quickly. So
did the cycling side of that relationship come right away as well, or was it a regular relationship and then he started to become more involved with?
No, because he's always been a bike racer too.
Yeah, and so, he had been to cyclocross worlds.
For New Zealand. He raced cross worlds, I think in Zolder when it was like 2009 2001 maybe, sometime early 2000s when everyone was older. But yeah, he raced for New Zealand. So
did that have much of an impact on your decision later on to focus mainly on cross? I mean,
he got me to go to cross nationals in 2004. It was his idea. I had
Thanks, Mark.
my roommate. Yeah, exactly. My roommate at the time, before Mark went to the Springs, he and I would go to race crosses. He's a good bike racer too, so we'd go to cross races together. And then when I met Mark, he kind of got me back into cross racing. And then when you start doing well, and he's like, "You should go to nationals." Like, I don't know. But once we were there, I was like, how cool would it be if I could win?
Yeah.
And then I remember before falling asleep the night before the race, just thinking like it'd be really cool to get on the podium, it'd be really cool to have a good race, and it happened. So it was pretty fun.
A lot of people stop bike racing and we never hear from them again.
Yeah.
We don't know what they did or where they went. Others stay around and you hear from them all the time.
Yeah.
As you get
closer to retirement, getting old.
You're not that close, but
no. But I get that question. They're like, when are you going to retire?
Yeah.
Like, really again?
You're a 10-time national champion.
Not yet.
You've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
Do you envision being around the sport for a long time?
I do. I love the sport, especially cross. Like, I'm going to be involved in it somehow, some way. Like, probably for a long time. I don't know when I'm going to stop racing. I haven't come to that point yet. I still enjoy it.
We're going to see you in the Masters field 20 years from now?
If I don't win an elite national world championship, I'll be Masters for sure. Like one of these years.
Yeah.
And Marianne, she's 10 years younger than me, so we'll never be in the same age category. No, I'll probably keep racing. It depends. Like, I really enjoy racing, but it's also really nice to not have to be fit all the time and just be like, I'm gonna go, spend the winter skiing instead, or go running, and it doesn't matter how my bike fitness is. So I'll be involved with it somehow. Maybe not racing, but we'll see. I'll make that decision when I get there.
Well, thank you, Katie, and good luck with the rest of the season.
Thanks.